came third to Katie Price and Katie Hopkins. Imagine that, losing to Katie Hopkins. Ugh. Imagine how awful a person you must be that Katie Hopkins beats you. Fuck me. At least Katie Hopkins didn't win though. Fuck. Oh yeah, Rudyard Kipling wrote Callum his letter from home, that series. That was interesting. You'll be a man, my son. It was actually Angie Best who couldn't be bothered to write Callum a letter from home, so she just sent in a poem that someone else had written. Callum famously lost his cool with Perez, because Perez, what did Perez say? Was it something about his package or something? I can't remember. I didn't look at it that closely, but I do remember him finally, like, boiling over. And yeah, he's trying to shake off his fanny rat label. He came in with, like, wearing, like, a suit made out of wallpaper from an Indian restaurant. I don't think that's racist. And I actually like that sort of velvety wallpaper that you can stroke, but not on Callum Best. I like it as wallpaper, not as a suit. And he's still holding a grudge against Katie Price, aka Jordan, for nominating him. Get the fuck over it. He's just, why is it? It's bad enough having him in there, then they put his fucking mum in there. Like, seriously, give me a fucking break. So I should have said, really, the whole time that all the housemates are going in, basically the first 4 housemates that went in, they put them in a secret room. You know the drill. And they got to be the producers, and they get to choose which housemates they want to edit out, although ultimately that meant absolutely nothing. Just like all tasks on Big Brother. Big Brother UK, I should say. But it seemed like about 45 of them went into the producer's house, and only about 3 of them were in the other house. It was weird. Oh yeah, so Callum was in there watching as Angie Best come down the stairs, and he goes, "Oh my god, it's my mum." That was actually good. That was actually a good shock face, and if that was acting, it was great acting. I believe he didn't actually know that she was going in. And James was like laughing at him, basically, going, "Oh, your mum was in there." So why is Angie Best in there? She's pointless. She's Callum's mum. Who cares? I hate all these family member things in there, apart from Jedward, of course. She can't even write a fucking letter from home. How's she going to be a housemate? Callum's had to explain the rules to her on a few occasions. And Callum later said to her, "Oh, it's brilliant that we're doing this together." Yeah, whatever. He should be pleased. If he's trying to shake off the fanny rat label, having his mum in there is perfect. He gets to be the gentleman. He gets to look after his mum. He should be happy as fuck. That's, like, perfect for his image. So, still he's not happy. Still he wants to fuck around. I've written some other things down about Angie because there was nothing from the first night. Basically, she started having beef with Spencer straight away. Spencer's like, "Oh, I'm onto you, like, you're a true gamer." And she said about Spencer, like, you can't tell if you're having a genuine conversation with him or not, which is true. You actually can't. And then she's pissing everyone off basically by going on about eating apples and, oh, there's so many calories in this and so many calories in that. But she seems to have the biggest problem with Colleen Nolan, because Colleen Nolan looks like 10 years older than she should from her obvious unhealthy lifestyle. But what the fuck has it got to do with Angie? What Colleen Nolan shoves down her trap or fucking sticks in her lungs? It's none of your fucking business. Telling someone not to smoke is one thing, which is way over the line anyway, because who the hell's going to listen to that? Even if you tell your own boyfriend not to smoke, I don't give a fuck. No one, people have to want to give it smoking themselves. Someone nagging you to give it smoking isn't going to help. You have to realise it for yourself. But going to someone, "Oh, you shouldn't smoke," and then going, "All your family have died around you," that is absolutely disgraceful. That is a real low blow. And I'm surprised Colleen Nolan didn't fucking flip her lid about that, because that is terrible. Like, well, your fucking ex-husband drank himself to death, bitch, so shut your face. And also, doesn't Callum smoke and drink, so shut up. She should be worried about what Callum's doing. Fair enough, I understand worrying about what someone you love smokes or eats or whatever, but someone you don't even know, who gives a fuck? Let them fucking drink themselves to death. None of my business. Yeah, so she's just like getting on everyone's last nerve, basically. And I would be annoyed if I was Colin, but then Colin was going, like, when Colin nominated her, Colin was going, oh, I feel like, I feel too nervous to eat around her, like I'm worried about what I'm eating in front of her. Fuck that. I would shove every last fucking cake and chocolate bar in my face right in front of her, because, God, it's like living with fucking Gillian McKeith all over again. Fuck that shit. Ugh, fucking nutrition Nazis are the worst people to live with ever, especially for me, because I eat 100% saturated fats and E numbers. So that's all the housemates. Or is it? No, it is not, because 2 days later, can we hear the girls scream, I'm John, he's Edward. That's not it, is it? I'm John, I'm Edward, and together we are JEDWARD. Is that it? I've forgotten how it goes. I've heard it so many times, I've forgotten how it goes. Fuck. It's funny, isn't it, JEDWARD? Like, how angry they make people. And I don't just mean in the house, like people on Twitter and people you know, they proper hate JEDWARD. People hate JEDWARD's guts bad. But equally, a lot of people love JEDWARD, and I fall firmly into that camp. I just think JEDWARD is so much fun. It's like, I don't know why you would hate them, because they're so interesting. They're so, like, unique, and twins are interesting anyway, but I don't know, there's just something really intriguing about them, like, what is going on with them? And now they're 25, it's, like, even weirder, because it's, like, they're still trying to act like the young JEDWARD, and they still look young, they are still young, but it's, like, I feel like one of them is, like, don't want to be in JEDWARD no more. He wants to go solo, and the other one's still like, yeah, JEDWARD, and he's like throwing shit around, and the other one's sort of like, oh God, how many more years am I going to have to keep doing this? And I think that's interesting. I want to see JEDWARD split up. And they were split up on the first night, but and let me tell you JEDWARD's backstory first. So on their last series, they the most memorable things they did for me was they shared a bath with each other, which was extremely interesting. They did an amazing trolley dash around Lidl where they had to get food for the house, and they just come back with like 17,000 Haribos. It's really pissed everyone off. The weirdest part was they came third, inexplicably beaten by Kerry fucking Katona. Are you kidding me? And Paddy O'Doherty won. Why? Who the fuck was voting for Paddy O'Doherty? Who even is he? That was just senseless. Like, I thought JEDWARD had like an army. Like, where was the Jed army or whatever they're called? Jepic. Like, where were you? That was one of the most inexplicable results ever, apart from when Ulrika Johnson won, which was just insane, and Denise Welsh and Jim Davison. But anyway, also I noticed on the wiki when I was reading about JEDWARD's season, that was the same series that Mohammed Al Fayed came into the house for a task. That was interesting. And also Marco Pierre White came in to do a cooking task. No, not that one. They weren't cooking up crack. And also, Pamela Anderson was a housemate that year. Do you remember when Pamela Anderson was in the Big Brother house? I think she had like the Jackie Stallone kind of edit. Like, I think she had her own room, and like she just hung around for a week like Jonathan Shaban, and then she fucked off. But to think that JEDWARD were in there with Pamela Anderson and Mohammed Al Fayed was in there, that's quite interesting, isn't it? That's some quality Big Brother back then. That was quite a while ago. So back to, sorry, I'm sniffing. I'm sorry, I'm sort of struggling through. So JEDWARD would basically fall over before they even get in the house. They were just like running wild, like rambunctious. Emma couldn't control them. Emma can't control even her own auto cue, so whatever. They they come into the house. All the housemates are like got called into the back garden to watch a show. There's a stage. Ray J's like, oh, I hope it's Jay-Z. Well, the dry ice budget. I've never seen so much dry ice since Charlotte Crosby won, and she said, "I can't see Emma." It was ridiculous. I couldn't even see Jedward for dry ice. But they come in with like space suits, looked like they were made out of paper mache. Looked like they'd actually been made for a task. And then started performing, I use that word loosely, their song. And Ray J is going, "Are they big? Are they joking? Are they joking?" They are big, and I think they're also partly joking. And then, one of them fell over again in the garden. And one of them got called to the dining room, Edward, and he had to go to hospital on the first night, and he said, "Jedward in crisis." Wouldn't that have been good if like that one had been like just hospitalised the whole time? We just have to see John on his own and see how he copes, like how he can get into like scrapes on his own and stuff. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? And they said that they watched the first night, but then they hadn't watched any more. But I think that was a lie, because they seem to know about Watergate, which I'm coming on to. I remember when Jedward were like really good friends with Tara Reid, and then they're in Sharknado. They're not in it for very long though, because I watched Sharknado. I think it's Sharknado 2 they're in. I watched both of them actually, but I think they're only in it for about 3 seconds. It reminded me of that time that Sheryl Crow performed in the back garden on BBUSA. But their song was actually alright. Their singing is obviously awful, but I didn't mind their song. Everyone's faces when they come in, everyone just looks bemused. It's just funny. And then earlier that day they were like speculating who might go in, and Colin was like, "Oh God, it better not be Jedward." Yeah, we don't want any housemates actually enjoying themselves, having fun or laughing, do we, Colin? Miserable cow. Sorry, that's ageist and sexist, but I think you can agree with me that it's accurate. So let's see what else has been happening inside the house. Sorry if you're listening to this on headphones. You must be like struggling to hear me over me swallowing my own. Anyway, here we go. So the edited out task. First, they put a Stacey on the block. It wasn't even on the block, was it? Was it just? It's edited out. She had to wear like some beige hoodie. And they edited out James C. He wasn't bothered. He just fell asleep in a chair. I didn't really understand the edited out thing, because first she had to go sit in the garden, and then she was just like sat in the house. Everyone could still talk to her, even though Spencer said they couldn't. And then Spencer was like trying to annoy her. At first I thought he was trying to be nice, because he was like going, "Oh, when we first came in our season, we had to live in the basement for like 3 days or whatever." And that actually seemed quite genuine, but he began to annoy her quite quickly. And then she had words with Heidi as well. It's like, ooh, it's like, come on, they want to paint you into the angry black woman corner. Don't let them do it to you. And then basically the upshot of it all was the last 2 to be edited out get to nominate one person. God, that's a lot of... It being edited out meant nothing. It just meant wearing like a brown hoodie. That was it. And then the last 2 to be edited out were Jamie and Angie, 2 of the most boring people on earth, who put up by process of elimination James C., a lovely man. Why not put up Brandon Block? He does nothing. His teeth are gross. His glasses are disgusting. His hair looks greasy. Ugh, he's just revolting. I do want him to say something of interest, but I just don't think it's going to happen. There was a lot more to that task. There was some like role play, and I think Angie grabbed Bianca's boob, and then something else happened. I can't remember it though, and I don't care to... I didn't write it down, so it can't be that interesting. Read my blogs if you want to see what I thought about that. Entertainment. So then, oh God, there was this whole ongoing storyline, which was really fucking boring actually, with Stacey and Ray J having a non-dignified silence about Whitney Houston. Oh, blah, 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 and oh, blah, 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 blah. No, it's not your fault. No, it's not your fault. He's like, oh, I would never sell a story, blah, blah, blah. You never sell a story, but you take like mega bucks to go on Big Brother and then go on constantly about it until you like your batteries wear out, and then you just mute for the rest of the time. Like, ugh, gross. So they talked about it about like 3 or 4 times, and the final time they talked about it, Colleen like blunders in like halfway through the conversation. She's like, oh yeah, Whitney obviously wanted to kill herself. I was like, She didn't kill herself. She like drowned in the bath while she was high. Like, shut the fuck up. And then Jamie O'Hara goes, typical loose woman. True.